So, you've heard of intermittent fasting, right? Specifically, the 16-8 method. It's everywhere. But what's actually going on inside your body when you fast for 16 hours? Let's cut through the hype and look at the real science.
The idea is pretty simple. You fast for 16 hours, and then you eat all your meals within an 8-hour window. It's become one of the biggest health trends out there, but a lot of people are drawn to it for one very specific, very powerful reason.
In that reason, it's a process called autophagy. You've probably heard that buzzword floating around, but what does it even mean? And is 16-8 fasting really the magic key to unlock it?
Okay, so the easiest way to think about autophagy is as your body's ultimate deep cleaning service. It's like a quality control system that's always running in your cells, but fasting can really crank it up.
But this isn't just about throwing out the trash. Autophagy is way smarter than that. It's a super sophisticated recycling factory. It hunts down old, junky parts of a cell, like damaged proteins and worn-out components, and it breaks them down into raw materials. Then your body can use those materials for energy or to build brand new, healthy cell parts. Pretty cool, right?
So, how does fasting actually turn this whole system on? It all comes down to flipping a couple of really important molecular switches inside our cells.
Here's how it works. Put simply, when you're eating, a growth signal called mTOR is switched on, and at the same time, your cell's energy sensor called AMPK is switched off. Fasting does the complete opposite. It flips mTOR off and AMPK on.
So by flipping those switches, fasting sends a really powerful message to your entire body. It basically says, okay, pause all growth projects and let's start the cleanup. The focus shifts from building and storing to repairing and recycling. And that brings us to the big question. We know fasting can trigger this process, but is that popular 16-hour window really long enough to get the job done?
This is where we need a little reality check. Is a 16-hour fast actually enough to kick that deep cellular cleaning into high gear? The answer from the research, well, it might surprise you. Let's just look at the timeline from the actual studies. Somewhere between 16 and 19 hours, we start to see some moderate signals of autophagy in humans. But to get a clear signal, it takes more like 24 hours. And in animal studies, the process doesn't even hit its peak until around the 48-hour mark.
So, the verdict? A 16-hour fast basically puts you right on the starting line for autophagy, but it's probably not enough for that profound deep clean people talk about. And this is key because it means the real proven power of 16-8 fasting actually comes from something else entirely.
So while a 16-hour fast might just be a light warm-up for autophagy, it turns out it's a full-blown workout for your metabolism. And the clinical evidence for this? It is incredibly strong.
I mean, just look at this. Human clinical trials have shown again and again that a 16-8 schedule delivers some really powerful results. We're talking improved insulin sensitivity, which means your body gets much better at handling sugar. It lowers your fasting insulin, which is a huge marker for metabolic health. It can even lower blood pressure and improve cholesterol.
And this is the main takeaway. You don't need to be in some state of crazy deep autophagy to get these incredible health benefits. These metabolic improvements are the real, scientifically backed superstars of 16-8 fasting. Now, because this is such a powerful tool that changes your metabolism, we absolutely have to talk about safety. This is not a casual diet you just try on a whim. There's some serious things to consider.
No, seriously, stop. Before you even think about starting this, you have to hear this next part. Honestly, this is the most important section of this whole explainer.
First off, there are groups of people who should absolutely not do intermittent fasting, period. If you're under 18, if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, if you have any history of eating disorders, if you're underweight, or if you have type 1 diabetes, this is not for you.
And then there's another group of people for whom medical supervision isn't just a good idea, it's mandatory. If you take medication for diabetes or for blood pressure, or if you're on blood thinners, you must talk to your doctor before you even attempt this. And here's exactly why that is so critical. Fasting can be so effective at lowering blood sugar and blood pressure that your current medication dose could actually become dangerously high. That could lead to a serious medical emergency. This is a therapeutic tool, and it has to be treated with that level of respect.
So, is 16-8 fasting the autophagy supercharger it's sometimes made out to be? Probably not. But are its metabolic benefits clinically proven and powerful? Absolutely. The final question isn't just about the science, it's about your own personal health. Is this tool right, and more importantly, safe for you?
That's a conversation you need to have with your doctor.